Hello, Serge here from the back tee at Old South Golf Club, which is our home base just off island on Hilton Head, South Carolina, in Bluffton. And we're having a golf school here, and we got two of our students here. We got RB and Ted. And guys, I know you guys have been around the block a lot as far as playing golf. You've been playing how many years?
Probably 50 years.
50 years, that's all, huh?
Oh, maybe a little more than that.
Okay, how about you?
About
Ted?
45.
45 years. So you guys go back to golf before we got into the X Factor and the rotational golf swing. And I know both of you, through our conversations and we're working on things, it's obvious you guys are quite addicted to the game. You love golf. I mean, you live in Florida in the wintertime, so you can play golf year-round. And you both belong to private golf clubs, and you play a lot of golf. You go all over the country playing and things, and so golf's important to you. And it's obvious that you both have taken golf schools and taken a lot of lessons. The question I'm looking for here is in the school so far, is there anything you learned here that you had never heard before?
Yes, that alignment is the most important thing in the world. I was basically lining up incorrectly. Consequently, I was never hitting my shots straight and to the intended target. And Don corrected that in it took him about 20 seconds. And he showed me that my feet were in one direction, my shoulders were in another.
Right, in other words, your feet were way to the right and your shoulders were way to the left. And that's one of the worst things, because it's got you, with your body crisscross, it takes out all the power and the ability to move and balance at all.
And prior to that, I was fortunate to get 1 out of every 5 shots at the intended target. Now I can hit the ball straight, which is probably the most important thing in the world.
And the beauty about when you hit the ball relatively straight, it's the key is to golf, as I believe in the end, is you're only as good as your misses. Golf's a game of misses. He who misses best wins. And if you hit a ball relatively straight, and it never finishes more than 5 to 10 yards right or left of where it started, unless you're aiming in the right woods or the left woods or something, you can't get in too much trouble. Huh?
Right.
What about you, RB?
Well, Don, I think there's nothing like hands-on instruction. I started this program to take some pressure off my back. I couldn't play continuous without back problems, and the swing, that's what invited me to the swing. And then the fact of getting some hands-on instruction made a lot of difference here. And I think that the alignment and the vertical movement towards the ball and the finish towards a target has been the most important part of the school for me.
Now, this is your first time with anything to do really hands-on, in face-to-face with an instructor, a swing surgeon instructor, whether it be me or Greg, correct?
Correct.
But you had already come down and seen Greg a couple times, right? So you were already, out of the gate, so to speak, in knowing the swing, because it's at least 2 times, I think you said he's been down here, right?
Yep. Well, I've been working on the swing for a couple of years, and my local pro, Billy Anderson, been working with me up in Wilmington, North Carolina at Eagle Point, and reasserting some of the things that Greg had told me, but having the old Serge down here really reinforced all that. So
I appreciate the extra article. I mean, the extra added adjective, old. Because unfortunately, I'm getting there. Right? Don't laugh. You're going over the 5-0 in a couple months.
Next March is 50
yes,
for me.
You'll be right there with us. You'll be able to get those senior discounts. Join the AARP.
I'm already getting them in the mail.
But guys, any other things that stuck out in your mind as to things you heard that you've never heard with all the lessons? 'Cause I know you guys have really worked at it hard, and that's the sad thing, how so many people care so much about golf and want to get so much better. And I mean, I probably might even classify these guys like there's God, there's family, and then it's like work and golf, work and golf, work and golf. Those two are at it.
At this point, it's golf, then work.
There you go. You got the right order here.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else you've probably heard that really sticks out, that's so different that you heard, but really works, which alludes to why you couldn't hit very many good shots in a row?
Well, it was the way that I was swinging the golf club before, and now the way that I swing the golf club which is a more natural swing and easier to swing, follow through, and finish, makes so much more sense. It just becomes an easier game and more fun when you can hit your ball, find it in the short grass, hit it again, and get it on the green.
One of the things both of you have an alert to, I was hoping to get to, so I'm going to have to say it. It's obvious that your alignment was with the X setup, feet one way and the feet to the right and the shoulders to the left. But in both cases, both of you had a really, really high right arm. And that was causing a big problem of getting here, and then you can't go up anymore, and you flip it there, and it gets a little deep and laid off, and that's one of the big things that we fixed. But basically we spent so much time on just getting your setup correct, because if you have a correct setup, then you got a chance to swing the club correctly.
Absolutely.
And that's why our number one motto is the setup determines the motion. And both of you had that really high right back arm, and that makes a big difference. And I mean, realistically, I didn't let you hit any golf balls until we had the setup correct, huh?
That is correct.
Which is alignment and all the other parts of the setup.
Well, Serge, the alignment is more than getting the ball headed towards your right target. It makes so much difference in how you swing at the club, and at the ball, and keeping your club on plane and on towards your target. But it resulted in much more solid hits. So the alignment is one of the most important things that we found.
That's critical. So, remember, on and on is the only way to hit a ball solid and straight.
You got it.
And if your on and on is messed up, or one time when I first moved into the South and started teaching, the lady said, I have terrible towards. Terrible towards. I said, what's that? Would you spell it? Terrible towards. That means she's got bad alignment. But she had bad alignment back then, not anymore. Now, one last question. You were having big problems with a driver. You came down here with a driver that one of your friends is trying to get you to buy because he can't hit it. How do you hit it?
Well, you said you wouldn't waste your time trying to help me hit something with a head that large, and so we're going up to the fitting class this afternoon in Columbia and see if we can find something short enough and small enough that makes sense. So.
Right. Again, this club is so ill-fitted for you. I mean, it's about 4 or 5 degrees with a hook face. You already hit a little draw, so you don't need any help with that. So all it's going to do is help you hit it more left to left. And I think your drive was pretty good shape, right?
Yes, it was, but I'm going up and getting completely fitted.
For everything.
For everything, the entire bag. If you don't have the right tools, you can't hit the ball correctly.
That's right.
And, I have to say one thing. I found Serge just by accident. I hit a shot and playing a round of golf in a Serge swing, and it went straight, and I was amazed. And that evening I went home and I was on the computer and I found this site, and I said, my God, this must be fate. And I've been at it now for a year, and I finally came down for a lesson, and it's probably the most positive thing I've done to improve my golf game.
Well, Serge,
thanks. I'll put the check in the mail for this great advertising, for this PR here.
and speaking of that, the Swing Tech facility down here with the program that Ralph has presented to us really makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. We got the one right here on the pole over here, so basically we start every day off, go in and take a few swings so you know where the toe line is.
And it's right on your plane line, and so it's made a big difference. And so now we have a Swing Tech, and we appreciate him bringing it to us and letting us use it. So
one last thing, I'm going to close with this. You made a great word, that you got to have the correct tools. Remember, when you're playing golf, there's 2 tools. There's this tool and this tool. And the key is this tool has to fit this tool, just like a good fitting glove or a good suit. And if that one doesn't fit this one, it's not going to be pretty good. You're not going to play that well. And we hear it all the time. We see it on the blog. Well, I can hit my irons, I can hit my hybrids, but I can't hit my driver. What am I doing wrong? Hello, it ain't you, it's the driver. Right. If you can make a good Serge swing or any swing and hit everything pretty good, and you got 1 or 2 clubs you can't hit, it ain't you. Or as they like to say, it's not the Indian, it's the arrow. That's right. And you got to go get it checked. And like there's these 2 guys, they're going to try to become good friends with Doc Griffin. And in fact, you're going up there, you're going to follow me sort of back, because I got to go right by his house, his shop on the way home. So you're going to follow me up there and get your driver issue settled today, and you're going to do it pretty soon, right?
Yes.
Okay, well that's great. So the key is that if you want to be a better golfer, and be more consistent. You need a good swing. It's obvious the surge swing is the one because it's the only one that conforms to physics and physiology, which is God created the way the world to turn, and this is how He created golf to be swung vertical. Arms can only swing in front and vertical, and then they're learning the importance of setup and the importance of correct fitted equipment. And so RB and Ted are both going to take care of that, and you can do it too. Find a fitter near you if you're having issues with your clubs, and get them to check you out. And many times they can fix the clubs you have, or just reshaft them if the shafts are bad. But it'll make a whole bit of difference in your life to have fitted equipment that works better for you. And even if you're trying to search swing now and you're having trouble with the clubs, don't blame yourself right off the bat. Go check them, because the odds are it's your clubs, not you. All right. Well, from the back tee at Old South, we got Greg, RB, Ted, and the Surge, and we'll be coming back to you all again soon.